I'm gonna have to mute this out, because it's copyright. Hello everyone, and welcome to day 2 of testing. Day 2! Hopefully today will be a lot more successful than Friday, but we're going to be taking baby steps, so just trying to get individual components working first, and then trying to get it all operating in one system. So that's the goal for today. So you've required a thermal camera for testing. There's the image, don't know if you can quite see that. Hopefully this will help with temperature mapping, so we can validate the results produced from the robot. So we've got a successful coordinate finally. One coordinate. So that's good progress. We're just going to test it in multiple different positions now and see whether we get the same results.
Minus. Dun dun dun. It thinks it's at 57, 52.
I don't know why this has happened, because I installed Atom, then I installed
before Zoom.
and then I pulled the code, and I edited it in Atom. And then Atom's
57.
like, oh, I get
52.
very annoying.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll see it.
Rotate it a bit and see if it remains.
Yeah, so it's when I have it, so I think they should be fine moving it
57.
So we've done the coordinate testing. That's been successful. So it's producing good coordinates. I'm going to have to mute this out, because it's copyright.
It's only copyright if you don't play that.
YouTube has this new thing then.
Really?
Yeah. If you play the whole thing, it's not. It's a significant
Fair
portion.
enough.
Were you not paying attention in
Yeah.
that module in third year?
No, probably wasn't.
IP, that's what it was.
Probably wasn't paying attention, to be honest. Yep, so now we're just doing some light testing again. And hopefully after that, temperature mapping a little bit, just getting the raw data out, and also Nick's communication testing. So, successful morning.
Then they should both be going forward, and then we should hopefully move them near each other, and they should both go red, and both start going backwards.
Might have to change the speed on it as well, though.
Probably. Okay. You want to move that one over here. And very hopefully. See, this one is changing it. I really don't understand.
So that one starts reversing, but
This one's now moving away.
Oh no, that's going.
But now it's because there's sometimes a tiny delay in it receiving
I'm
the
getting
signal.
roughly on that same plane.
That one.
They can move it closer.
Forward. Okay, it all starts.
If that one was doing it as well, they'd now be moving away from each other. Huh?
Okay, this one.
That one again.
That one's fine, and that one's not fine. So it's stuck on.
Because it takes a while to calm down. Okay.
So the smaller one isn't reacting to
The small one's not reacting.
Okay, that one's.
Wait, that's constantly on red now, though.
Okay.
Now it's fine.
I'll move this one back in. Oh, they're both reversing.
Oh, I don't understand. Why is it inconsistent though?
They're both going forward now. Wait.
Now they're going forward. Now that one's reversing, which is probably a good thing. Is this one gonna?
No, it doesn't look like it wants.
It's quite inconsistent.
Yeah.
So in general, day 2 of testing was a lot more successful than day 1. The coordinate system worked very well, producing very accurate results for most readings. There's still a little bit of coding that just needs to be changed just to finalize a couple of details, but that is looking good and solid. We just need to add a little bit of code just for zone identification as well, but that is all in the process of being done at the minute, and so that is a very good result. With the other tests that were conducted, they were also successful, although I didn't show you the temperature mapping. That was done separately, just on the side, communication between different laptops and stuff, but that was a successful test as well. And also, just a bit of footage I didn't show you earlier, just in terms of the light test. This is said light test in one of these corners up here somewhere, not sure where I'm going to put it. So the robot is moving through these distances and then tracking where the greatest source of light is coming from and then moving that back to that position for charging purposes. But now we've got something very exciting to show you. We're just going to go down to St. Luke's campus, which is the sports science campus, and have a look at a special camera system which we're hoping to use to be able to track the movement of the robots. Special thanks to the Sports Science Centre down there, and especially Genevieve Williams and Gary Massey. Very kind for you to allow us to use your equipment. We're down at St. Luke's campus, which is the second campus in Exeter. And we're hoping to go and look at the biomechanics lab. So in this lab, they've got different cameras available for tracking, and we hope to be able to use these to validate the movement system. Therefore, we should easily be able to see whether the movement is accurate. So the plan for today is to measure up the area and to have a look at the cameras to see whether there's any adaptations we need to make on the design, possibly for a sensor to be put on so the cameras can track them. So that's the goal for today. So this is the Coda lab, currently just measuring up to see whether it's big enough. These are the 4 sets of cameras that will be used to try to track the location of the robot in the grid. So as I said earlier, this is to validate the movement model from the robots. So this is an alternative room which we can use. It's a lot bigger, so space is not an issue in this room as was in the last room. So I'm just testing as well on the surface to see whether the robot moves well, and as you can see, it moves very well. So that's another thing sorted. With testing as well, we hope to do a pilot day to be able to test that all the functions are working before we do the main tests down here, although lab booking space might be an issue. Sports scientists, don't book this room. Because this is a different surface again, we're going to be testing the speed just quickly to see whether it matches up with what was done in the previous testing in the last 2 videos. Well, actually, in the last video. So this is the sensor that will have to attach to every single robot. The main hub is what calibrates the whole system, whereas these little strands that are coming off of that main unit are the actual sensors that will be picked up by the cameras. Therefore, it's important for the cameras to be able to see these points at all times, hence why we need to incorporate this now into the design. So this will be the sort of grid that all the data is put into. So for each robot, for example, if there are 4 little sensors on each robot, 1 on each corner, then each of these will be producing an X and Y coordinate, which will then be fed into this system. So then you can easily visualize at any point in time where the robot is. This data will then be compared against the position where the robot thinks it is at. One issue that might be faced is with data collection. All of the past studies that have been conducted have been for a maximum length of about 2 minutes, given that this system is mainly used for biomechanics stuff, quick, fast movements. Whereas because we want to do this over a longer period of time, that might cause a few issues. However, during the pilot day, we hope to address those sort of issues, especially as the batteries last 2.5 hours, and so we probably at least want to test for 3 hours to double check that the batteries are charging up through the solar panel. So that's it for today's video. We've covered a lot of material from testing through to the Coda camera system. So there's a lot of material right there that we've done. Good progress has been made throughout the week to try to resolve the issues that we're facing through both testing sessions. So overall, we're very pleased with how this week's gone. There are still some integration issues that we're still trying to get our heads around, such as when we turn the motors on, that seems to temporarily disable the sensors. So there's still loads of issues that we need to work on. But again, those issues will be solved in the next few days. hopefully. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video on Monday.